The Icons of Real Estate podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate podcast. I am Luis, your host, and today we have a very special guest, Adriana. If you're looking to learn about the real estate market business, you need to listen to her because she has a lot of experience and she's one of the top realtors in the US. So, could you tell us a little bit about you, Adriana, please?
Of course. So I am the co-founder of Concierge Properties in Wellington, Florida. I've been in business and real estate now for 24 years. I am like you've mentioned, one of the top producers in the nation. And right now in my firm and my brokerage, we have my partner, who is my son, my mom, who got her real estate license a year ago at the age of 81. My daughter-in-law is also an agent. She's in our brokerage in Orlando. And then my youngest son, who's our CEO. So yeah, we're family oriented and we're here to help everybody. So I'm here to answer your questions.
Sounds perfect. So, can you share a memorable success story from your career that illustrates you and dedication? Well, that shows us some dedication to your clients.
So I really enjoy working with VA. Those are veterans. They are the ones that get the least attention from a realtor perspective, just because they're a little bit more difficult when it comes to a VA loan.
Okay.
So that, for me, it's really important to be able to help them. That's what I focus on. It's truly, obviously I do help anyone, but I do enjoy working with VA personnel.
That is perfect. Well, Adriana, I can see you already closed 108 sales, which is a lot. A total value of $41 million. The average price is between $200,000 and $800,000. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
All right. How does it feel to close more than 100 sales? That's a lot.
I take pride in my, being able to help people. So yeah, you call me, I have 5 minutes in between clients. I am going to be able to take you, show you properties. I really enjoy helping people out. I get a high out of it. And I think my track record speaks for that. Most of my clients are repeat customers and referrals as well. That's the most important thing for me. Like I tell all my clients, if you don't like what I'm doing, let me know, because I want you to send me business. I don't, and they become family. We hang out. They call me to go have lunch. They call me when they're in town. They call me when their baby's born. They send me Christmas cards, I just love, I think out of all my clients, there's maybe 1% that we don't keep in touch. But I know their personal lives. It's really cute. I love it. Again, they can tell that I'm helping them. I'm not there for the sale. To me, yes, of course, I work for money. Nobody works for free. But to me, it's more important to get them what they're looking for than me. It's a great feeling to know that you were able to help somebody and see their happiness and be in their journey, part of their lives. So yeah, that's what I focus on. It's just making people happy, getting them what they're looking for. And I know today's market can be a little bit challenging for some of us, just because prices, although I want to sell you something for $100,000, there just might not be anything available. But I do want to be able to help, and I do go out of my way to try to find you maybe a different area that you could buy in your price range. I have agents in different locations that maybe they can help. So I do have a lot of knowledge, as well as throughout the entire state so that I can say to somebody, okay, in that price range, maybe we need to look here instead of in South Florida. So I don't limit myself to, again, selling them something that they're not going to be able to afford. I'm very proud to say that I will try to accommodate your income and what you feel comfortable paying on a monthly basis. I work with great mortgage brokers that understand the way I do business. And so they're not there to pre-approve my clients for a budget that they're not comfortable with. Yes, the bank might say you can afford it, but if you as a person are not comfortable with it, you want to put your children in private school, you want to have more cash flow, all those things matter, and they matter to me as well. And that's the kind of people that I work with as far as mortgage brokers. They understand that that's what's important to me. It's not oversell, but something that these people feel comfortable with.
Okay. Well, actually, that is leading us to the next question. That it's, what do you find most rewarding about helping first-time home buyers to navigate into the real estate market? Like, how do you feel when you're helping a first-time home buyer to navigate into the real estate market?
So it's just, I love it. I don't know how to say that in any other way. For some home buyers are really afraid most of the time, yet they're excited and they're very emotional. And I understand that as well. One day they're really happy and they got pre-approved for the mortgage. And tomorrow we start looking at homes that really might not be what they were thinking of. And so they get upset. And then it's just about finding the right balance for them and finding the time, because a lot of people come into thinking that they're going to buy a house the first time they go out. And that's not the case. I will show you, 40 houses if that's what it takes, but we will find something that you are really happy with. Again, first time home buyers, it's a great feeling when they close and they have that smile that you just, like, they make me smile. I'm smiling now because
I've because you're in
some of my clients. Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking about them.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if you have time for this little story, but the security guard in our office, he called us, he came in looking for a rental. I find out he's VA. I'm like, let's try to find you a place instead of, because VA can go with no down payment. But again, you have to work a little bit harder because most sellers don't want to give up their part of their money to help a VA so that they don't have to put a zero, they can buy with a zero down payment. But it was challenging. His budget was very challenging, but we did find him the perfect place. It took us 5 months to close because the building was not VA approved. But you know what? Even though he was getting so mad at me because it was like, why is it taking so long? And it's like, we're working with VA and it's not, we had to get it approved through VA. So it was a long transition, but we got him. He has his house and his condo. And I'm not kidding you. Every time he sees me, he gives me a hug. Every day he tells me how great and how much we helped him. That's the kind of feel. And he was also a first-time home buyer. So that's the kind of thing that I truly thrive on, is the people that I can help and that they recognize now they're homeowners. That's such a great feel for anybody in the United States to have.
Wow. Well, that's why you're having closing so many sales. I mean, your mindset, it's amazing. The reason of this podcast is for education, motivation for the new realtors who maybe don't know how to close a sale yet. But you have a lot of experience and it's amazing. You're motivating these people, all the viewers that are here, all the viewers that will learn about you and will learn from you. So, in your opinion, what are the key factors that make South Florida a unique and attractive real estate market?
Personally, the weather is one of the key factors as to why everybody is moving to Florida. Politics does play a big role. I'm not going to lie about that. I try not to talk a lot about politics, but it does play a big role. We see a lot of people from California, which we didn't used to, in New York, Texas, that are moving here. We've always had, South Florida has been mostly a market for the Northeasterns, but we now have a lot of Northwesterns as well as the West Coast. Again, politics is playing a big role. Our house market used to be very affordable before COVID, so that was another factor. COVID did help with, it made people realize that you need to be able to have outdoor space and you need to be able to be outdoors more often than not. And so people, when they move to Florida, they're looking to be able to have more room to play around in the beach and parks, and that they want to be more outdoorsy than they used to be. Like Florida's hot, right? We know that. But people are getting used to that heat compared to having to be stuck indoors for 8 months out of the year, when here you stuck indoors for 3 months out of the year because it's too hot. And
Wow.
at that, if you're in the water, it's not, right?
Yeah.
So our market it's very strong. We don't have any issues with our market as far as buying and selling, but it did become a little bit more challenging because our prices have gone a lot higher than I had hoped for, I guess I can say.
Wow. Yeah. And how do you stay update with the market trends and changes in Florida?
So personally, we have a great board. I'm with Beaches MLS, and so they do keep us very well informed. But you do have to study. You do have to do webinars. You do have to attend different classes if that's what you need to understand your market. You need to understand your customers well. And without that education, you're never going to succeed, right? Our business is very time consuming. It's not the kind of business you get into to work 9 to 5. It doesn't work that way. People are available at nights and on weekends. You need to be able to take the call. You need to be able to take them out to look at properties. And again, it's the job, but during the day, 9 to 5 is when you should be getting your trainings and getting, making outbound calls and communicating, whether it's with a lender or with the inspection company, other realtors, or finding new clients. That's done during the day, but at night you have to plan on showing properties and spending time understanding your future buyer or seller.
Okay. Very nice. So you said you have your own brokerage, right? Like it's called Concierge Properties. Am I right?
Correct.
Could you
Yes.
describe a little bit about the services your agency is giving, or what is making you different from the other brokerage?
Yeah, so to be part of my brokerage, you have to be able to work 24 hours, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't take part-timers. And that is part of being the concierge service, it's being able to take calls, respond to your text. Most people nowadays text, and you need to be able to respond to them. I am not a patient person. So if I'm looking for somebody to help me and they don't get back with me within 2 hours, I'm done. I'm looking for somebody else. And in South Florida, I'm sure you know how many agents there are. So every other person is an agent. If you don't provide that concierge service, if you're not willing to find them the right inspection company and the right lender and the appraiser, like all these things matter. It's part of your transaction, and building that group of experts behind you that are going to provide the same service as we do. It's important. That's what we do. We have a group of, again, mortgage brokers, inspection companies that we have such a strong backing.
Okay.
So we provide our customers with the ultimate service. We do go out of our way. We don't give them a code and say, go look at a house on your own. First of all, that's against policy, but we just don't do that. We want to make sure we understand our client. We sit down and we would ask the right questions. We ask things like, what is it that you're looking for? What is important? Why are you looking in that area? Is it because of a job transfer? Is it because of schools? Does your mom live there? Those things matter because, again, if the budget is not there to keep you within that area, we need to understand, okay, maybe this other area would work just as well because you're looking for great schools, or you're still within 45 minutes of your mom, or it's on the south side of your job instead of the north side, but we can, just little things. It's all about understanding what they're looking to accomplish, and we base all our services on that. Again, the lenders, we don't just tell you use any lender you want. We explain to you why we recommend certain lenders. We will give you, let's say, 2 or 3 lenders that we feel that would work great for you. One does better on VA loans, another one works better on FHA loans. And we explain that to you. You can use whoever you want, but we explain, hey, he's really strong on a VA loan. So since you're going conventional, maybe you should consider this other lender who's strong in conventional loans. Those things, we make the buyer knowledgeable. We provide them a lot of answers to their questions. People come in and they think they're buying a home. They look at a pretty door and they go like, oh, this is my home. There's more to it. Let's make sure that the roof is not too old, that you're going to be able to get insurance, that the insurance doesn't get you kicked out of being able to afford that property, because insurance as well as taxes matter. And that's something that is taken into consideration. Most buyers don't understand that. The HOA, we have a lot of HOA properties in South Florida. That also affects whether you can qualify for the mortgage or not. We understand that. We take that into consideration. We talk to the lender prior to showing you properties and go like, okay, you gave me a budget of, let's say, $600,000. Does that budget include taxes, insurance, and HOA? No HOA. Okay, then we can either find you a $500,000 home with an HOA or a $600,000 home without an HOA. Those things we need to know. Well, again, that is something that we're very strong, and all my agents are trained really well, because we're not wasting the buyer's time. We're actually providing them a true service. And as people go out there and they start shopping for realtors, they realize that there is differences. Most people say, oh, yeah, realtor's a realtor. No, it's not.
It's not, yeah. It's a full service. And actually, I can see you have a lot of experience, but would you be open to recruit or to find new agents if they have the quality you're expecting, Adriana?
I love new agents. I do. Yes, I'm always open. I love to train, and I'm very legal. I came from a 22-year background. I'm working with attorneys, so I ran law firms. And yeah, so having a new agent, it's something I look forward to training. I want them to be like me. They don't all turn out to be that way, but that's the dedication. It's a job that you have to be very dedicated and passionate about. You have to love people. You have to love the outcome. Don't always chase that paycheck. Chase that client, like make that client feel like they're the only person in the world. You never tell a client or a buyer, whether it's buyer or seller, well, I can't today because I'm taking my son to the soccer game. Take your son to the soccer game, step out for a minute, talk to the client on the phone. Don't let him know that he's not that important to you because your son is more important. Obviously, your son is more important. Don't make them feel that way. But yeah, I welcome all newbies. I love them.
That is great. That is great. Do you have anything else that you would like to add to this? I mean, any advice for the new realtors, for new people that are listening to this podcast and are trying to get into the business?
Yes. One thing that I have noticed, so if they're new agents, they're understanding that the law is not the law, but our transactions are changing. The way that we're going to be doing business is changing. Talk to your broker. Have your broker explain how it's got to be done. Don't go on Facebook and ask a whole bunch of people that do not know either. And that's what I'm getting so many answers that I see on Facebook. And it's like, it's embarrassing. And all I keep saying is talk to your broker. Your broker is there to teach you. I'm always here to answer questions, guys. So if you have any questions, you're always welcome to call me anyway. But do talk to your broker. Don't ask somebody that you think is very successful. That person might not be following guidelines, might not understand guidelines. Unfortunately, it's right now, our profession is changing. It's a huge difference the way we used to do business and the way we're going to start doing business as of August 17th. My agents are already preparing. They're already practicing how to do this. We've been doing this since October. So I'm sure your broker has the knowledge to explain that to you. and how to do it and do it right so that you don't get in trouble. This is not something to take lightly. This is not adding, trying to go around the system to be paid. Just make that phone call the other agent and say, hey, is the seller paying part of our commission or not? Can we negotiate? Be prepared, but the most important thing is make your buyer knowledgeable enough to understand what you provide as a service and why you're worth the money that you're worth. It doesn't matter what you feel you're worth. Just make sure that your client understands that, your buyer understands that.
All right. That is great. That's a great advice, actually. Well, the market is changing and people are looking for advices on Facebook. And those advices are being given by people who maybe they don't even know. So that becomes a problem for everyone. So perfect, Adriana. Well, it was such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for answering these questions. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Again, guys, I'm here for you. Give me a call. And if you're looking for a new brokerage, an amazing brokerage, give me a call. Concierge Properties, thank you so much for your time. And normally I dress very professional, so always be professional. Always professional. I happen to take the day off and my husband has taken me on away for the weekend, and that's why I'm dressed this way, but always be professional. That does make a difference. With time, people will start telling you, you always look so good. I love having you around. It takes a little bit of time. The first customer is not going to tell you that, but with time, when people see you over and over again, you looking professional, it makes a difference. So, yep, that's about it.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you very much for being here, Adriana, and take care.
Thank you.